がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバンこの国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and continue the long-standing tradition of covering Japanese boxing here on True School Sports. True School Sports, the #1 source for Japanese boxing in America, for an American. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. And Ayete Okata, nice to see everybody again showing that love and that support that we all have for the glorious sport of boxing in Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning to everybody. I'm here in the Bay Area. We're getting ready for another great day here in the Yuga Osaki training camp. But listen, I want to talk about a fighter from Japan who just turned pro like in the last year or so. He only has 3 fights, but forget about knocking it on the door of a world title shot. He's like right there. The door is halfway open. He's got 3 fights in his career. He's already the number 2 ranked contender in the WBA in the light flyweight division, and that is none other than the shining diamond himself, Daiya Kira. Yes, Daiya Kira, probably one of the top young fighters in Japan right now. He's really good. But right now, as it stands, we know the WBA light flyweight champion is Kyosuke Takami. He just won the title on the undercard of Kenshiro versus Ricardo Sandoval. Now, Takami's already came out and said, look, my body's beat up. I'm big for the weight class. My plans are that I'm going to defend this belt one time, and I'm going to move up to flyweight. So this belt could be going vacant very soon, right? Now, the question becomes, will Takami fight Daiya Kira, or will Daiya Kira fight for a vacant title shot? That's really the only question I have here. Now, look, if Takami fights Daiya Kira for a title shot, I was talking to my boy Yuga Osaki. I'm in training camp with him right now. He was telling me that they fought in the amateurs a couple times. I think he told me Takami won twice and Kira won once, or they split or something like that. I forgot exactly what the score was as far as who won how many fights, but they have history. That much I do know. So it could be an interesting fight in that regard. Style-wise, Daiya Kira. By the way, guys, if you've never seen Daiya Kira fight, he's like a short, compact, just volume puncher. Like, he's shorter than most Japanese fighters. And Japanese fighters are short, but he's short, and he's stocky, and he's built like a refrigerator. He's like real compact. And everything he throws is hard. Everything he throws is hard. So when he fights you, he's 1,000% going for the knockout every single time. Obviously, there's positives and negatives to that style, because you can counterpunch that style and exploit it, but it makes for a fun fight to watch. That being said, if he doesn't fight Takami, if you look at the guy ranked just below him is Shokichi Iwata, former world champion, a guy that at one point in time he was the young hot commodity in boxing, but he's taken some losses. He lost to Rene Santiago, lost to Jonathan Gonzalez. He's just been getting bashed up by the Puerto Ricans, right? So I really think in the next year or so you're gonna see Daiya Kira fight one of those 2 guys. It'll either be Takami or it'll be Shokichi Iwata. And either way, I think it's a great fight. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think if he fights Iwata, I think he's stopping Iwata. I think he's gonna knock Shokichi Iwata out if they fight. Iwata is good, but Iwata has a lot of habits he don't correct. He's too much of a reflex fighter. So if they fight, I'm picking Daiya Kira to become world champion and knock him the hell out. Now, if he fights Takami, that's a bit more of a tricky fight to pick, because Takami, and by the way, like, I've seen people on YouTube crowning Takami as the next superstar of Japanese boxing, and he's good. Like, I don't take nothing away from that young man. He's a good fighter, but a lot of holes in his skill set, and I don't really see, like, I don't see a Kenshiro, I don't see an Inoue, I don't see a Nakatani caliber fighter. I think he's a good, solid fighter who's won a world title with good management. I don't think he's a transcendent upper echelon talent. That's my opinion. I got to see more from him. But I think him and Daiya Kira would be a really good fight, because Takami's a big, strong fighter for light flyweight. And I'll tell you this, if Takami is having weight problems and he fights Daiya Kira, oh my, that's the wrong fighter to be fighting when you have weight problems, because he's going to be on top of you the whole fight. And any punch that lands is going to be hard. So he might get knocked out too. Honestly, I would make him a favorite against Iwata. I think he stops Iwata, and I think when it comes to Takami, that fight's a close fight. I would actually make Daiya Kira a slight favorite in that fight too. I think Kira is probably like a 51-49 favorite, like by the slightest of margins. I think with the way Takami fights in a very upright stance. He has a very like bullying style where he likes to impose his size, but I don't think he'll be able to do that against a guy like Daiya Kira. Daiya Kira is going to be in his chest. He's very physically strong. He has a low center of gravity. He can't push him around. I don't think this will be like Eric Mini Pac-Man Rosa. I don't think it's that kind of fight. So honestly, the way I see it is I think Daiya Kira in the next year or so is gonna be a world champion, and he's gonna win the WBA title against someone. I think he'll beat Takami, and I think he'll definitely beat Iwata. So the way I'm looking at it is, I think one of the fights in this light flyweight division is gonna be Daiya Kira versus Yuga Osaki. I think that's gonna ultimately wind up being one of the fights to make in the division. But that's just looking ahead. I wanted to talk about Daiya Kira because I was watching the other day. I was watching his fight against Jackson Zapata. I was doing some scouting. I've been scouting this whole light flyweight division because you guys know I'm with Yuga Osaki in camp. So I'm learning and relearning every and all fighters in this division. So nothing will catch me off guard in the future. But yeah, just my quick thoughts on one of the young fighters from Japan. This is one of those guys that a lot of people back in Japan are very, very high on, and I just wanted to come out here and give my thoughts on where he's at right now, because he's ranked real high. He's ranked really, really high. He's gonna get a title shot. That's the fun thing about these weight classes is that there's not so many fighters in these weight classes. So you see guys with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights or less right there, or world champion or fighting for world title. So people will criticize it and say, that shows you how bad the divisions are. But no, I kind of like it. I like the fact that these dudes just get chucked into the deep end, and you're either great or you're not, So it is what it is. But what do you guys think? Daiya Kira, one of Japan's young upcoming fighters. He's ranked number 2 in the WBA. I think he gets a world title shot very soon, and it'll be against Takami and or Iwata. Well, what do you guys think about him in those fights? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daiya. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.